Here we go. It's time for some ukulele today. Let me go post the link on our website. Website is jollyrogerukulele.com. We meet there. We meet here on YouTube Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays most weeks. And next week we'll only meet Tuesday, but I'll let people know about that as we're going along. Link to join. Post it over here under Tuesday. Paste, shift, highlight, bold, link, enter, edit, settings, open a new window, update, and update. All right, so that gets everybody in here. Today we always do take about an hour and a half, and we go through books 1, book 2, and book 3 from the website. Book 1 today is including a review of Frère, Jacques, a review of the chords of A, F sharp minor, D, and E7. We will review Making a Better Bar, and then we will play scales. For ukulele, that's just one scale, and for baritone, that's 3 scales. And book 2, Will Ye and I Come Back Again. It's a lovely Scottish tune from way back in the day. And then we also will have any of the other songs off the Celtic list that we've done. And then finally, we will do our classical track, which is out of book 3 for Elise, just a warm up, and then we're wrapping up Mozart's Non più Andrai, and then we'll be talking a little bit about Bartok's Lonely Traveler that I'm going to be posting hopefully later this afternoon. So that's the plan for today, and let me make sure the link is working correctly. And if you are logging in, I always love it when people say, "Hey, it's so and so." Well, you don't have to say your name if you don't want, but I'm logging in from Eugene, Oregon. It's 73 degrees and sunny here, and that just helps me remember who you are. And we have a pretty nice community on here, really. It's people come and go all the time, of course, but we have nice people coming on and nice people going off all the time, and I think everybody hopefully is getting to be a little bit better ukulele player at a different level. You know, there's so much ukulele stuff that's of questionable quality out there that I like to have one place that you can come and you're like, yep, that's the good stuff, and that's what I like this place to be. I do plenty of the goofy stuff too, but because it's fun on ukulele. But I definitely want you to be able to treat this like a real instrument, and to help me help everybody else elevate this into something that is worth having and worth playing and worth studying. All right, let's see. What time is it? 1:02. Let's get started. Let me go run this over onto Twitter real quick. I forgot to do that. I don't know why I think it's so important to put this stuff on Twitter, but I do. https://jollyrogerukulele.com. Back in the day, you put stuff on Twitter and Facebook because Google's algorithm thought that you must be doing something important if you were on those sites. These days, the only way Google knows you're doing something important is if you pay them, and I don't do that, so I'm still doing it the old school way. Now, let's take a minute to talk about, we're mostly going to review today. We do have one new piece of music that we need to do, and so grab your Frère Jacques for ukulele. Let's do that first. And we'll play through that. At this point, we've had it a couple weeks now. Should probably be getting to the point of not being a big deal now, and just something that you do. Let's see, we got a new version of that. Everything's getting updated. There must be something in the water. Ukulele, book 1, Frère Jacques. I don't know how to alphabetize. Oh, that's because I'm on the wrong tab. Still don't know how to alphabetize. Frère Jacques. Here we are, ukulele. All right, so 2 ways to play this. Okay, you'll play along with me. First way I'm going to play is by melody. Okay, so that would be 0, 2, 4, 0, and so on. Play that with me. 1, 2, ready, play. There's the melody. Hopefully that made sense to you, that you're just reading those numbers on that top line, which represent the bottom string on your instrument, and it's no big deal anymore. The fast part's finally getting kind of fast. Okay, next way we want to do it, we want to grab an A chord. If you're on baritone, of course, you've been grabbing your A chord. We'll do you in just a second. Grab your A chord if you're on ukulele, and of course baritone, grab your shape, and then let's do the plucking. Right? Remember last week we talked about strumming versus all of the other choices of your right hand. Right now, this is going to be the important thing to learn: is just strum, pluck, pluck, all 4 fingers, all 4 strings. 1, 2, first note. Frère, 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 frère. There it is. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. Frère, Jacques, frère, Jacques. Dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines. Ding. Okay, and so you've learned chords and you've learned playing from melody. Let's switch over now to the baritone piece of paper. And on that, we're going to be playing in the key of E. And so what I want to do here is, baritone players, you want to play melody with me. Ukulele players, you're still going to grab your E chord, which is a bar on 4 and a pinky on 7. It may sound like this in the beginning. Just squeeze a little bit harder. That's what you're trying to get to. Mine, of course, is coming out as an A. Yours is going to sound a little different, but that's the concept. You're going to grab a bar and your pinky. We learned bars from day 1 at good old Jolly Roger. And I'm going to play the melody. Baritone players, you should play the melody with me, 0240. We'll do it once through to the bottom to measure 8. Then we're going to come back up and we're going to do it to the bottom again. Okay? I will switch to chords the second time. 1, 2, ready, play. Measure we always cut short just a little bit. That's your review of Frère Jacques. Now I want you to go grab the little booklet. Looks like this. It doesn't matter which instrument you have. You'll either have your baritone version or your ukulele version. They're both the same except for the shapes of the chords. And let's do that real quick. Go ahead and grab your A chord. Now I have a baritone. You probably have a ukulele. Sound a little bit different, okay? But they go together, right? So that I'm a little bit lower voicing and you're a little bit higher voicing. Should be fine. Let's do A, F sharp, D, and E7, just like it says on the front page, okay? A, F sharp minor, D, and E7. Let's do 4 beats of each of those, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, 2, 3, 4. F sharp minor, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, E7, 2, 3, 4, time around. Bum, 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 ba-da-da, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-da, dum, dum, dum. One big E, A. All right. So that's something you want to be able to do, and it's a great warm-up if you're struggling with getting those things on in proper timing. That's a great exercise. Slow it down to whatever speed you have to do. One, if you're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, right? That's one way to do it. If you're really struggling with it, just do one strum. A, 2, 3, 4, F sharp minor, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, E, 7, 2, 3, 4, and then you can see that over time, then you want to try to do two strums. A, 2, 3, 4, F sharp minor, 2, 3, 4, and D, 2, 3, 4, E, 7, 2, 3, 4. That gives you more time between each chord change, and then obviously your goal is to get that where you can do it pretty quickly. So you can really, that way you can play songs faster, the faster you can get your chords on. And it's something you'll work on. Remember, in this book, the red headlines are 1-chord songs. Those are great for teaching somebody else. The green ones are 2-chord songs. Blue ones are 3-chord songs, and then there's only a couple of 4-chord songs in here that actually take advantage of the F sharp minor. So this booklet, even though the songs are relatively simple, they really work, for helping you learn your chords, and so don't neglect spending a little bit of time with that guy. Next, let's go review your Better Bar worksheet, and I'm going to grab a ukulele because it gets really complicated if I do it on baritone. And so, Make a Better Bar worksheet is the only worksheet I hand out, I think, that's just pure technical exercise. Okay, and so what we want to do with this piece of paper, I don't even know, do I even have it in this computer? Probably not. Surely I do. Surely I do. The thing I like about it is that it helps you get the very most important stuff on your right hand and your left hand that you're going to need down the road. And so down the road, you're going to need to have the ability to do bar chords. And so this fixes that problem. Also down the road, you're going to need to be able to do thumb, index, middle, and ring and operate them independently. And so that's another reason to be involved with this piece of paper here. Okay, so let's go take a look at the Make a Better Bar. If you're on ukulele, you're going to start on 0 and you're going to go up to 12 and you're going to come back. If you're on baritone, you can still play along with us, but instead of starting on 0, you're going to start on 5. Okay, when you get down to 11, you can either go to 12 or you can just take it off and do a 0, and then you will come back up to 5 and then go back down. Okay, so that way you're playing the same notes as us. Obviously, baritones, you have your own sheet, but we'll just play from the ukulele one. On baritone, again, you'll start on 5. Ukulele players should start on 0. Baritones, when you get down here to 12, you can keep going down into these, or you can, once you get to 12, come back up to 1. Okay? All right. From the top, thumb, index, middle, ring. That's what PIMA stands for. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thumb, index, middle, ring. Put your bar on. Thumb, index, middle, ring. Slide to 2. Thumb, index, middle, ring. Slide to 3. Thumb, index, middle, ring. On 4. Thumb, index, middle, ring. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And now get ready to switch your pattern. Ring, middle, index, thumb, 11. Ring, middle, index, thumb, 9. A goal there is obviously learn and teach our right hand good behaviors, and then to really get building up the muscle strength to create a bar all the way up and down. If you're just going, it's fine for right now. Okay, that just means you got to continue to build your hand strength. Once we get your hand strength straight, that bar won't be a problem anymore. And then I'll ask you to squeeze less hard, is what ultimately will happen. In the beginning, you got to squeeze kind of hard to get your muscles put together. And then, of course, the two main goals is to keep it steady, not fast, not slow, but just nice and evenly paced throughout the whole thing. And then the other goal that you're working on, of course, is to get a clean tone out of each string. And it's pretty hard to do all, what would it end up being, 28 measures or so of perfect notes. There's a lot of notes to get exactly perfect. And so it's definitely a goal. In orchestra next week, if those of you guys are coming to orchestra, we're going to double them up. So instead of 0, 0, 0, 0, we're going to play thumb, thumb, index, index, middle, middle, ring, ring, thumb, thumb, index, index, middle, middle, ring, ring, thumb, thumb, index, index, middle, middle, ring. So we don't always have to do, especially on exercises, we really don't want to do exactly what's on the paper all the time. Once you feel like, yep, I can handle this piece of paper, then we start fancying up the right hand a little bit. Want to keep the basic bar structure the same, but getting yourself into some kind of cool right hand finger choices is kind of fun, just to mess around with it. All right, so that's the review of what we worked on the last couple weeks. Now let's go into some new material, which is the playing from scales. Okay, so I want to have you grab your, for ukulele, your major scale sheet. Okay, so grab major scales. Oh shoot, I gotta call her back. Major scales on the ukulele. And I surely have this in the computer too. I don't know why my book is missing so many pieces here. Let's see. M, L, M. Alright. Maybe I named it something crazy. Maybe I did. What did I name it? I'll go over to the website and get it. Now this is important. Major scales are important, not in the way for what you think though. So a lot of times when we get people who studied music in college, they have this notion that this is the most important thing. The thing about scales is they are a nice activity, and they help train your ear to know what notes go together, sort of. But really, on ukulele, we're going to do a whole lot better just to play music. And the scales themselves, especially on our instruments, since they're relatively compact, we're not going to spend very much time on them. I just want you to know what a C scale looks like and feels like. Baritone, we're going to do 3 different scales. But for basically what you're looking at here is just learning how music works, right? So on this piece of paper, you've got the piano up there, and the one thing that is critical to your long-term success is knowing the notes on the piano keyboard. So you see I've got middle C marked there on your ukulele sheet, and it says middle C, and then that's a white note. And notice that white note is next. There's the blocks of black notes come in blocks of 2 or 3. Next to the block of 2, the key on the piano that is next to the block of 2 on the left side is middle C, or it's a C. It doesn't matter. Anytime you see 2 black notes, the one to the left will always be a C. On your instrument, on ukulele, this low note is a middle C. It's the same as the middle C on a piano. And then you have the next note up is a black note, and that would be C sharp, or sometimes called D flat. I don't want you to spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just need you to know that there's a C, and then there's a black note. And the next note is going to be a D, and then there's a black note after that. And then there is an E. There is no black note between E and F, so you just go on the next one. And then when you're on F, you go up, and there's a black note, and then the next note's G, and then you go up again, and there's a black note, and you go up a little further, and you got an A, and then a black note, and then a B, and then a C. Musicians, our alphabet starts on C, goes to G, and then starts over again on A, and goes A, B, C. So in music, our alphabet works C to C, C, A, C, D, E, F, G, A, right? G turns over to A rather than, and in Germany it turns into an H. what those crazy Germans. And so, but we'll learn it in English. C, D, E, F, G, and then A, B, C. Okay, so that's how that works. Now, you're like, I play ukulele, I don't want to know about the piano. You have to know about that key arrangement, the arrangement of the keys on the piano. Of anything that you have to memorize in your life, it's that. Okay, we are lucky on our instrument because we have 2 opportunities to learn it, how it lays out on the fretboard. So look down at the bottom of the page, and you'll see the fretboard is there with all the yellow numbers on there, or yellow letters. If you take your C string, that's your 3rd string up, the second one closest to your face. On the paper, it's the 3rd string down. You see a C string. You have a completely normal C scale just on that string. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, B, C. So there's a totally normal C scale sitting right there on your 3rd string. Open to 12. Okay. Do you have to memorize where those notes are? No, you do not need to memorize those. You don't. We're going to play from tablature, and you will need to know what those tablature means in relationship to what's on the sheet music above it, the standard notation above it. But where it shows up on your instrument doesn't really matter. We will be messing around with tunings in ukulele or in guitar. We're always messing around with tuning, and if you mess around with tuning, that changes the relationship of the notes on your string. So don't spend a ton of time worrying about what the names of the notes are on your ukulele. We have a system that will get rid of that problem. And then on your 1st string, you go A to A, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, which is kind of nice. A is the first note, B is here, C is here, okay, D is right here, E and F, G, and A. Okay, and the reason those notes sound a little bit harsh or a little bit out of tune is we've been busy playing in the key of C, and now we switch to the key of A by playing on that 1st string, and a couple of notes sound a little wanky when you do that, because your ear is still trying to be in C scale. So that's there. You have an E scale, and I won't get into the details about that these are actually modes, but just know that those notes are there. That's a piece of information that's for reference only. Don't spend a ton of time trying to memorize the notes on your fretboard. It really isn't necessary. What is necessary is knowing how to do a C scale that is a C major scale that doesn't use the whole fretboard, that it stays nice and compact down here in the bottom. And that's what's on your tablature up above there. So you'll see it says 13-2. That means there's 13 half notes in that measure. You don't need to know that. The next thing is there's a line there, and it says if you're on low G, here are the notes 0, 2, and 4 on your 4th string. If you're on high G, you don't mess with that. Also, on the far right-hand side of that piece of tablature there are extra notes, right? So we're going to go from C to C and back, and you're not going to play D and E. So what I want to do is, since we're going to play a C scale, we're going to go to the 3rd string open, okay? And that's a 0, okay? On the 3rd line down, which is your 3rd string, closest to your face, and then you're going to play a 2 on that same string, so 0, 2, and just practice that for a second. O2, C, D, C, D, C, D. And when I teach this class in person, I say, all right, you're about to learn my third favorite song. It's the CD song. C, D, C, D, C, D. And then I say, okay, now let's learn my second favorite song. It's the E, F, G song. And so E, F, and G are open on the second string, 1 on the second string, and a 3 on the second string. Okay, O2, O1, 3. If you're on baritone, you can be playing along. The notes are going to sound off from mine, but you can be using these as well because you have your G scale is going to be the same pattern. And then I tell everybody, all right, we've done E, F, G, and then my favorite song is ABC song, A, B, C, ABC. Okay, that's that. Now, baritone players will play together. You'll be off, and then in just a minute we'll run over and show how that lays out on your fretboard. Okay, so let's play all the way to the bottom, or I'm sorry, from the bottom to the top. Start with a 0 on the third string, O, and then a 2, and then an O on the second string, then a 1, then a 3, then an O, then a 2, then a 3, and then turn right around and come back down. Go to the 2, go to the 0, go to the 3 on the second string, hit a 1 on the second string, open on the second string, hit a 2 on the third string, and then open. Okay, and then over the next week, see how fast you can play it. Apparently, I need to practice it. That's your C scale. Okay, that's the only one we teach on ukulele. Because you just need to know what a scale is. Okay, baritone is a little different. Baritone, you end up playing with other people, and so I've given you 3 scales that are important in the baritone world. Now, first we'll do the C scale on the baritone sheet. So go grab, if you're on ukulele, stay on your ukulele sheet piece of music. And if you are on baritone, grab your baritone piece of music. And notice on the baritone scale, I got the keyboard there again. You just like ukulele, you gotta know what those notes are. And then I need for you to go all the way to the third measure down here, key of C scale. Your C scale looks different. You're going to start with a 1 here, and then a 3, and then 0 on the first string, and then a 1, and a 3, slide up, use your index finger, a 5, hit a ring finger on 7, pinky on 8, turn right around and come back, 7, 5, slide down, ring finger on 3, hit a 1, hit the 0, hit the 3. Okay, we're all going to play a C scale together. Ukulele players, you're starting with the 0 on the third string. Baritone players, you're starting with the 1 on the second string. 1, 2, ready, play. Just very pleasant. Run through that a little bit each day until you can get pretty fast and where you're really just sort of recognizing where your fingers are supposed to go. Baritone players, I gave you 2 other scales. One, you have the key of D scale, and that's from your low and uses your lowest note. Okay, so we can play that one. O2, 4, O2, O2, 3, 2, O2, O4, 2, O. Make sure on those 4s you're using your pinky. Okay, and then I also gave you the key that looks exactly like the ukulele C scale, only yours is in G. So we can do that one real quick. That's the top scale, measure number 1 there. Ready, play. baritone, you get options. I gave you a few different options. Of them, the C scale is probably the hardest one in there. Because you have to switch positions, right? And so that tells you why when we're writing in ukulele, we tend to write in certain keys, and when we're writing on baritone, we tend to write in different keys, looking for the easiest way to play a song. So, all right, so that's enough on scales for today. What I want to do is just have you dig into that over the next couple of days. On Thursday, we'll review your scales. Not in detail, we'll just play through them. And then you are going to want to look at Wednesday's homework, which includes your C major strummers. So if you were in Hawaii and they said, hey, come down to the lobby, we're going to have a free ukulele class, this is the class they would give you. And I wait significantly until you've got better skills to do that. What they do is they teach you, C chord, F chord, and G7. And then you play a handful of songs and you walk away and they're like, oh, and by the way, you can buy a ukulele in the gift shop. And that's their plan there. And for our purposes, key of C is actually super important, and there's no reason not to start with it. But it's hard. It's got a couple of things about it that are really quite unpleasant. And so I put it off just a little bit. Tomorrow, pull that piece of paper up, look through it, see if you can get comfy with making those chords. And then on Thursday, I will fix any craziness you came up with on your own, and then we will play through a few of those songs. Thursday, you get to listen to me croak my way through Waltzing Matilda. It's always a crowd favorite. So there we go. Guys, hopefully that made sense. As you know, I'm always constantly behind on email and all this stuff, but I do, especially if you're a new student and you're like, I think I'm kind of confused, send me an email. Let me get that clarified quick early. There comes a point when I no longer confuse you. You just know that you need to continue to dig in and work, or at least I like to tell myself that's what happens. So, good workout today for book one. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. We will be here again on Thursday, and then on Friday we'll play through everything from the week. So be ready for all of that. Book two. Look at what a lovely week we have ahead. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong screen here. Let me know if you're here, guys. My chat bar is not working again, so if you are chatting, I can't see it. I don't know why all of a sudden last night and tonight YouTube is not giving me a chat bar. So I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. Let me see. Is there any place where I can set that? No, it's not made for kids. So that's the one thing that usually does that. Stream contains promotional products, allow chapters. English, none. Recording location, license. Yes, it doesn't. There's no button I can push to turn on and off the chat bar. So I don't have a chat bar again today, guys. Doggone it. Well, thank you all for being here. I'm glad you're here. How are we gonna do this? Let me turn this on and see. All right. So if one of you will text me and let me know what songs you guys want to play, we're going to start with Will Ye Nye Come Back Again. And it's so funny that this song is on the list because this is a song I have no idea how I ended up finding it, and it was way back in the day when I was learning piano, and I just thought, oh, that's a cool song. And so then I of course put everything that I like, I put on ukulele now, and here you guys are having to study it because I found it years ago and I liked it. So that's it. No personal connection to it. It's about Bonnie Prince Charles leaving Scotland and going to France, and they're hoping he'll come back. He's not coming back, by the way. And so there's that. All right, let me put this into my gadget here. I'm pretty sure we haven't done this before. And there's Vic. Thank you, Vic. Sound is good in you chat. 10 of us. Okay, so Vic will be your representative today. She's very good about texting me and letting me know what's going on. So if anything crazy is going on in chat, she'll send me a note. But In addition to Will You and I Come Back Again, we got time to do another song at least, so you guys be chatting about which one you want to do, and don't chat, just play music, right? And let me put the baritone version in here as well. Yeah, I don't know why it's not giving me a chat bar. I don't think I've changed any settings, and yet here we are. Let me put this into the gadget. All right. So this week we'll just finish up playing Celtic songs. We'll do this today, Thursday as well, and Friday, and then we'll wrap up our Celtic stuff for a while. There are no bad songs on the Celtic list, so it's a really good group of songs just to keep your skills up and to enjoy strumming along with. All right, let me go. This is not where I need to be. Set list, book 2, guitar, ukulele, book 2, add, all the way at the bottom. They're always all the way, oh, I can just hit W here. Will You and I Come Back Again? All right, now we're done. All right. Will You and I Come Back Again? Ukulele. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Dum 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 da da dum da 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 dum 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 da dum da dum da dum da dum 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 da dum dum, and then it goes way high. Bum 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 ba dum ba dum. Bum bum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum 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 bum. That's what you're after, okay? And again, guys, when you don't know a tune, go listen to the MP3 a few times on the site, and you'll see what's going on. I don't know the words well enough to sing it, but your chords are not complicated, right? C, G, C, G, D7, okay. And that's it. So the chords are run-of-the-mill chords. Let's see if we can play through the melody one time just on ukuleles. That way you can get a sense of where your hands are going to be. From the top, baritone players, grab your chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's what you're after. Not pretty, right? Just a nice melody, nothing too crazy. You are going up to 10s. When you see that coming up, guys, try to figure out, all right, what's my highest note in this section? Well, now at 10. So just put your pinky on 10, and then play the 9 with your ring and your index on 7. And then you're going to drop down to lower again, right? So then just grab your middle finger on 5, and then 7, 5. Okay. So that way you're minimizing how much plugging around you have to do. I noticed last night in rehearsal when we went up the neck, a lot of busyness, right? Where when you really don't need to, you know, on this one, get your 10 9s and your 7s on, then you've got a bunch of notes. Whoops, I'm on 11. Less busy, and you know, it doesn't seem like a much, oh, you're just trying to get those 4 notes right. Yeah, those 4 notes, especially way up the neck, are pretty important. Okay, so spend a little bit of time thinking about positional playing when you've got notes that run up the neck. Next, let's grab the chords, the tuck uke. Let's grab a little G chord here, top 3 strings, and you can strum this one for sure whichever one works. Hit the 0 by lifting up your middle finger. Put your G chord back together. Your 3 is already down. Hit a 0. Hit a 3. And then 0, 2. When you see that 0, 2, if you're on low G, it doesn't matter. This is going to be lower than this string, so you'll be fine. But when you're on high G string, when you see this top string being played and the string below it has a higher pitch or lower pitch, don't hit the top string super hard. Make sure you're putting your energy into the third string. Okay, and now you've got this G chord we do a lot. G chord with your pinky on 5. At measure 3. In this case, I'm going to slide my 7 up and then slide it right back and put my G chord back on. And I'm going to hit it, lift it up, take my pinky out to get the 2. Nice G chord. Middle finger up, and then go grab your D chord and strum that. Okay, this section is basically the same as the beginning. D7, pinky on the 3, I'm sorry, ring on the 3, and then put your G chord on behind it. Okay. Now, what I would probably do if I was going to perform this is I would probably strum it the A section, the first section, I'd probably strum it, then I'd probably go to plucking, then I might go to strumming through this section, and then go back to plucking or something like that. So mix it up a little bit. That's why we work on it both ways, so that we're feeling like, yep, I can play any way I want to. Measure 9, I'm going to go ahead and strum through this G chord. Okay, so you notice I'm putting my G chord on, and then all I'm going to do is put my pinky on when it's time. Okay, now I'll take it back off at measure 10. Put a 5 back on and strum the whole thing. Okay. Now what are you going to do here, right? You got 0, 0, 0, 10. Well, just take the minute you hit this 5, slide it up to the 10, ring finger on 9, index finger on 7, and then the next bit's kind of important. You can either use your index finger to get to the 5, and then your ring finger can hit the 7, or you can go your ring finger on 5 and your pinky will do a 7. I don't think there's necessarily a right answer. In this case, I'm probably going to go with my index on 5 and ring on 7. Okay, and that way I can do that pickup note, which will unite come and that 5, and now over onto measure 12. Can reuse my index for the 5 and then slide it down to the 2. Okay, and then grab your D chord. G7. Lose your ring finger. Put it down on the 3. Open. There's another 3. 0, 2. Go up to the 7 with your pinky. 5. Add your G chord. D7. Now that 2 there is important, because that 2 there, you want to hit that and you have that still ringing. It's sort of a turnaround to go back to the top of the song, or it's telling your audience this is the last note before I finish. And just remember, we do make your better bar chord here, up and down. When you drop that bar on 7 and your pinky on 10, you got it. It's a G in this case. You've done it many times on 7. I'm sorry, on 5 as an F chord. You've done it plenty on 2 as a D chord. And you've done it once or twice on open as a C chord. So that shape is going to come up a lot. Okay? All right, let's play it through twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry. To the top. I blew it. Let's go from the top to measure 1. Ready, play. Isn't that nice? Just really kind of goes together pretty well. It's all over the fretboard, right? When you start ukulele, most people for the first 2 years, they don't ever go above the 3rd fret. They don't need to because they're singing and strumming. You guys, well, basically from day 1, I got you going way up that fretboard, and you can see how nicely the melody lays in. And there are, that's why we do this. All right, let's grab the baritone version of it. How are we doing on time? And you guys are thinking about which song you'd like to do. Go ahead and come to a final decision and let Vic know, and she will text me. And I apologize, the chat bar is not showing up. They don't want me on chat for some reason, so I guess that's probably true. And so let me know what song you want to do. If you don't pick one, I'll pick one. How about that? Okay, baritone. That means ukulele players. You're playing your D chord, which looks like that. You're playing your G chord, looks like that. You're playing your A chord, looks like that. And your A7 looks like that. Okay, so pretty cooperative chords for ukulele as well as baritone. Baritone players, you're switching over to tough uke or melody, hopefully, one of those 2 lines. And let's make this happen 2 times through. And as you can see, you're supposed to play it 5 times through, which is probably 4 times too many. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. Jeez. Choices here. You can do a straight pluck, you can do a down strum, or you can do a rolled chord. Okay, all those equally valid. You could do a tremolo. And if you're to strum along, you do that for sure. All right, isn't that pretty? Nice little tune. All right, well, I'm hoping that this text is from Vic. Okay, drum roll, please. And the answer is Parting Glass, Whiskey in the Jar, and Danny Boy. We don't have time to play all those, you guys. Let's start with Parting Glass. Okay, grab your baritone parting glass. Let's grab your baritone parting glass. We'll try to do is we'll see if we can squish in all of them. Okay, nice choices, by the way, peeps. You've been trained well. What we'll do is all this week we'll be playing them. So, and I have no problem with playing any. I have no problem with playing them every single time if you want. Today we'll get through what we can. So grab Parting Glass, baritone style first. We'll just do one time through on baritone. Okay, we always dip the baritones just a little bit, just because there's fewer of y'all. I'm going to play the tough uke, and you should play either the chords or the melody or the boom chuck if you're on ukulele, right? You want to jazz your life up instead of playing. Let me put a B minor on this ukulele style. So for ukulele, it'd be and then G, which is this is a G here. Let me do it just with these chord shapes. Boom chuck, boom chuck, boom boom chuck, boom chuck, boom chuck, boom chuck. Okay, so I don't know. Try different things, but you could do, if you want to do chords, try to do pluck strum, pluck strum, pluck strum, right? Or just play the tough uke, or just play chords regular, whatever makes you happy. From the top, one time through, baritone players, get it right the first time. 1, 2, 3. So 7779 or 9777. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. And if you're doing the turnaround, which we will do on ukulele, just remember that's just your F sharp 7, okay, or a ukulele at the B7. And don't make that turnaround too ridiculous, right? You could do or something, do triplets. little bit of drum on that last one before you, and then you go on, right? So be thoughtful about that as you're playing, and you're doing that turnaround to make it into something that's not, you know, have it match the feeling of the song. I put it in there. I don't think most, if you were in Ireland, they probably wouldn't put that in there. But we're doing folk music online, and you know, you got to do something to jazz it up a little. All right, same song, okay, on ukulele. Want to try a fun thing with me? Guess what I'm learning in school? Fun things to do. Okay, you see how at the beginning it says 2-0, and we always go. That's how we would play it, right? But you can, when you see a slur like that, you can do. Okay, so take your index finger or your middle finger, doesn't matter. Pluck it, and then as you pull this off, pull it down and off at the same time. Okay, it's called a pull-off. In classical music school, we call it a slur. Okay. Right, so it's just one more little kind of fun little thing to do. You can't do it on all of these in here. Like, for example, on ukulele, it's really hard to do a slur going up. That's called a hammer-on. You really can't hear it, and you can get away with it on acoustic guitar, but the audio instrument's too quiet to do that. But you can for sure do the pull-offs. If you want. Okay? Otherwise, just play it as it's written. That's what I do at school. trying to do better. From the top, 2 times through. 1, 2, 3. For pull-off. Just a second and then go. 777. If you're on a high G, you don't have a low E on there. Well, I guess you could play this open. Yeah, that's the lowest you got. That's not so good. All right, parting glass. We did. Oh, it's just now 2 o'clock. All right, guys. So this Thursday, I'll put Danny Boy and what was the other one? Whiskey in the Jar. I'll put those at the top. What did you say? Danny Boy and Whiskey in the Jar. We'll put those down for Thursday for sure, and we'll see what we got. Those are good choices. And then on Friday, of course, we'll open it up. I'll try to figure out if there's something I'm doing wrong so that the chat bar's not appearing. I don't think I'm not doing anything different than I always do. So, what are you gonna do? All right, it's 2 o'clock. It's time for classical music. Let's switch over. Thank you all for being here. Couple of announcements. One, we're playing Celtic music all week in book 2, and it's awesome. So you should come join us and grab that that Celtic list off of the website. It's one of the lists I'm super proud of, right? And so I would love for you to become super, just become those songs, just be part of who you are. They're really, really nice. And so all week long we'll be playing those. Book 3, we're doing a Mozart piece today. The Mozart. What are we doing today? We're doing the Mozart piece today, and we're going to warm up with Beethoven's For Elise. So go grab For Elise first, and just to keep us honest, and then we'll warm up For Elise, and then we're going to play the Mozart piece, and then on Thursday, hopefully this afternoon, I've got this Bela Bartok piece finished, which it's surprising. It's one of these songs that he's known for writing children's songs that were not really children's songs, right? They sound like children's songs, they feel like children's songs. When you look them out on a page, you're like, oh, that's a kid's song, and then you play it, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is killing me. So Bela Bartok is known for sort of minimalist composing, and he's got tons of really great stuff. This one is in English we call it the Lonely Traveler, but in other languages it's called the Drifter Song or Song of the Rogue, right? So not entirely positive that they like this Lonely Traveler. Got the thing done. I just don't have it block. What do I call it? I don't have it fixed up for baritone yet, and so I'm going to get that done this afternoon, hopefully, and then you'll have that to get started on. Again, it's not that hard of a piano piece to play. It's a really hard ukulele piece to play, and so it should be fun to study that. So that's coming this afternoon. On Wednesday, you'll have that the day to really dig into that, and then on Thursday, we'll do Beethoven's Ode to Joy again as our warm-up, and then Lonely Traveler, we'll dig into it, make sure we play. On Friday, we can do the week's worth of stuff, the Mozart and the Bartok, along with if you want to do any of the Beethoven, we can. And so that's what's setting up for Friday. Next week we're going to be Tuesday only. Okay, so I've got another thing coming up, and I do apologize for missing so much. I think it's going to get better, but I got one more week of weird stuff, and then I should be fine until the end of the semester, theoretically, with what we're doing. And I know it's a little bit for you guys, right? Like, yeah, maybe he's there, maybe he's not, whatever. The thought process here is you should be fine no matter whether I'm here or not, right? You should have plenty of things to keep you busy, things you're studying, things you're trying to get better on, and so there's that. So hopefully you will not decide to pick up a different instrument because my attendance is so spotty. Don't do that. Really, it'll make me sad. No, if you want to play bagpipes, it's fine. What are we playing? Ode to Joy. Go grab Ode to Joy, ukulele style. All right, and remember, guys, this is one we did it as a not Ode to Joy, For Elise. Sorry, For Elise. As I was about to say something super smart about Ode to Joy. For Elise is what you're after. It's not here. Let me go. I know I have it in here. I know I do. D-E-F. I just can't alphabetize. For Elise, baritone. For Elise, ukulele. Okay, done. For Elise. Here we go. All right. There's a few versions that we have of this floating around out there. Mine is the March 27th version. They're all going to play the same. It's just one couple of them have a little bit easier fingering than others. And so I'm playing from the March 27th version, but whatever version you have in front of you is fine. How we do this one, guys, remember we play down through measure 8, and then we come back to the top, play down through measure 7, and then we jump 9 to 22. Okay? Very repetitive. If you're on piano, if you're on one of the other instruments, you play this as fast as your skill set allows. But on ukulele, you don't need to be fast, right? You just need to, you're working on getting these rather complicated chord tone, not chords so much as the melody tones are a little bit all over the place. So what I always recommend on this one, you got to go to 3, right? In that first measure, you got to get this 3 in. So you probably are going to want to play the 7/6s with your pinky. Right, so the 7s are going to be your pinky, and then all your other fingers will just fall in line. Ring finger on 6, middle finger on 5. Let's give it a try. Not fast the first time. We haven't played it in a while, so here we go. 1, 2. 5, 3, strum. E7. Seven, 6. Strum. E7. Strum. 7/6 to the top. Pinky. Strum. 7/6. Strum. E7. Jump to measure 9. Eight, 7, G chord. Seven, 6. Quarter notes, half speed. Isn't that fun? Super cool, super cool. Love that piece of music. There are other fingering choices you can make with this piece, but I think overall for this one, it seems to work out pretty well. Let's play it one more time. And I know baritones, you can't really play along with this with us, but we'll give you your shot here in just a second because the chords aren't there. There are chords, right? You can see quite clearly at the beginning of each measure, not measure 1, but measure 2, that's an A minor. Measure 3, that's an E7. Measure 4, that's an A minor. No chord at measure 5. There probably is a chord, but it's who knows what it is. A minor, E7, A minor, A minor, That's probably a C chord there at major 10, right? 0, 0, 0, that's a C chord. When the 7 on top, that's an E note, so that's almost for sure a C chord. Then you have a G chord, A minor chord, E7 chord, and then you're back into the main idea. So there are chords in there, and that's one of those things you learn over time. You'll eventually get where the tablature, you don't even need the chord shape there because you already can tell by the tablature what chords you're about to play. One more time, just as we did the last time, same thing. 1, 2. Top. Measure 9, measure 10. Fourteen. Okay, isn't that fun? Now the goal with that is once you get it where you can play it pretty smoothly, then to see how fast you can play that one, right? I don't ever work on fast really. It's just not my thing. But I have had a few students over the years who got where they could burn that thing up, and it sounds pretty cool when you play it fast. All right, grab your baritone version of this. All right, here again, the fingering here is a little wanky. I would do at baritone players at measure 1, I've got a 2 instead of a 7 there. Put a 7 on the second string. It's going to be a whole lot easier for you. And then I have 2 E minor chords at the end here. I've crossed off the very last measure. That was kind of probably a dumb decision. So don't do that last chord. All right, from the top, let's play it 2 times through. 1, 2. And ukulele players, you should know these chords. some reason. Oh, I think that's maybe what I was thinking of. I guess you could. I could put harmonics on there. 12, 12, 12, harm. 12, 12, 12, harm. Might be kind of fun. All right. There's a little Beethoven. Well, should be warmed up now. Let's go take a look at the Mozart piece. Done. I don't like not having the chat bar. I can't make jokes about things you guys are saying. All right. Tuesday. Non più. Non più. Hopefully you take a minute to go look this up on YouTube and just listen to it. It's a really cute song. Basically, he's saying in this song, hey, you're going to join the orchestra and your life is going to, or you're going to, not the orchestra, you're going to join the army and your life is going to be terrible after that. That's basically what the song is. And if I remember right in the show, he's trying to get the person who's going to join the orchestra or the army out of the way, I think is their idea. Grab the baritone version first, guys. All right, got these, this, and I should use this thing over here in non-pure, like that. Done. L-M-N, non-pure baritone. All right, we'll go as quickly as we can here. Look at how cool that is. Non-pure baritone. All right. Pay particular attention. We've been talking about this a lot with classical music. You've got to, not only are you looking at the tablature, but you got to pay attention to the standard notation up there to know how long your notes are. In classical music is a little fussy about being its need to be intricate. Okay, and so you want, your chords are A, E7. Ta-da! Okay, that's it. So then, well, that can't be too hard. Well, yeah, it's super hard because when you look at the standard notation, you've got dotted eighth notes followed by 16th notes. You've got tied notes over the middle of a measure. You got a big old slur at measure 6. You got something way up there at measure fret 9. Okay, you got this. Going on at measure 10, so plenty. It's only 12, 13 measures, and it is gonna tax you. Okay, so I would recommend mostly with classical to play it mostly with your claw. Mostly, you can definitely find this. You can definitely use your thumb down if you want, but I do think overall you want to be working on your claw for this stuff because it's just gonna sound better. Now, if you're doing chords, of course, different thing. If you're on chords and you're in Mozart period, your A chord is gonna be, and your E7 is gonna be. That's how they're going to play it in classical music, right? You might play it as. You might do that as well. That sounds sort of classical. You probably are not going to hear. But you might, and you might try it and see if you like it. Probably not going to hear that in classical music. From the top, 3-beat count in, and then we'll go. Not fast. 1, 2, 3. Isn't that fun? That's really fun. I love that. Mozart. I don't even generally like. I'm not a big Mozart fan, but that's cute. All right. And again, if you haven't looked this up on YouTube, go just type in non-Pew Andrai and watch a couple of versions. You know, they got 400 different opera companies doing it. Turns out Mozart operas are kind of popular. If you have an opera friend, go over and play this and see if they can tell you what song it's from, and what song it is, and what musical it is. Be fun. All right, grab the ukulele version. Baritone players, there's your chance to make it sound amazing, right? You got D's and A7s. That's your dream come true, right? Blanc, 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 and then in opera they kind of get the meter close, right? On a song like this where it's a solo, it's an aria from a male singer being funny. Da da dum dum da da dum dum. You know, he's gonna be a little bit flexible on his timing, probably, unless he's with a really mean conductor, and the conductor's gonna be like, well, we're gonna play the song as Mozart wrote it, not the way you want to sing it. So you bring a little bit of you to this, okay? All right. Here we go. I think what I'll do, first time through, I'm going to plug it like we're supposed to. And then the second time through, I'm going to try strumming it just to make sure it works that way for you. Okay, but you should try plucking it both times. And also, as always, guys, if this is a lot, like, I mean, everything I ask you to do is a lot, right? There's never a time when I'm like, here's something easy. But you're like, yeah, I don't know about that song. I'm not buying in. Just play the melody, right? Just that technique alone. And you guys that have been coming to Monday nights, you know how valuable that skill is, to be able to play melody lickety split, and to be able to read a measure or two ahead. And you're like, okay, 0 0 2 0 0 2 0 0. Okay, repeats that 3 0 0 3 3. Oh, there's something that doesn't repeat. 0 3 3 0 3 3. It's even that is quite a lot of work to make sure you get it all right, and then to be comparing it with the standard notation there. So just find different ways of playing all of the time. There are no rules in music except that your thumb doesn't go here, right? There's no, other than that, there are no rules. So give yourself permission to mess around with this. Plus, Mozart's dead, and so he doesn't care how you play it. All right, from the top, plucking the first time, strumming the second time. 1, 2, 3. I forgot to switch to strumming. I'm so worried about a typo in here. Do you know where the typo is? Take a minute and think about it. Where's the typo? Dun, 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 dun. If you probably heard it when you went through and you're like, that's something, that doesn't sound different. Look at measure 6, where you do the 9s, right? 9, 9 with an F shape in front. If you do it with your thumb, it sounds fine. 11, 9, 10, 9. Okay? But if you're plucking, this 11 up here is the exact same sound as the 9 on the first string. And when you pluck the 3 together, 11, 9, 10, your ear hears this top string as the melody note because it's the highest pitched note. And we're trying to get rid of that note in that moment there. If you're on low G, you don't have to make any changes. If you're on baritone, you don't have to make any changes. But the beloved high G, it sounds the same. Whether you pluck all 4 or you only pluck the top 3, it's the same chord and the same melody note. So I want you to cross off at measure 6. Don't play the 11. Okay, you just play the 9 and the 10. Same thing at measure 10. The second note under 5. Cross off that 11 because it's when you're plucking, it's going to sound like the melody note, and you don't want that. When you're strumming, it's fine, but when you're strumming, you can also just strum 9 and 10, and it'll be fine. So I want to go back through it now. I want to strum through the whole thing. I'll try to remember. I'm going to use my thumb the first time and then pluck the second time. But the second 11 in measure 6 and 10, just cross those off. And even if you're on low G, it's fine. Get rid of them. Right? It'll be fine if you're on low G. Your ear won't take that in as the melody. No. All right, let's last time through. Let's just do one time through, thumb down, see how it sounds. 1, 1, 2, 3. That way too. So if you're a thumb only person, don't be a thumb only person, by the way. Book 3, you should not be a thumb only person. Book 3, you should be like, I can do it both ways. You can cross off those second 11 in 6 and 10. It'll sound fine. It'll sound better. There we go. There's that. So today, come back later on this afternoon. Hopefully I can get those Bartoks posted, and you'll have a new fun thing to work on. It's got a uke 1, a uke 2, a uke 1, a uke 2, a uke 3, and a tough uke on there, so it'll give us a chance to play some orchestra arrangements here in class. And with that, that's all I know, guys. Sorry about the chat bar. Well, it just, some days it just doesn't go. I don't know why. And thank you, Vic, for being there and running the show for me. And you guys are awesome. I'm going to go run off and play some harmonica next, and I will see all of you guys on Thursday. Remember, next week we are Tuesday only. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday next week. I got a problem that I got to deal. I got to take care of some people on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This week it's Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Next week it's Tuesday only. After that, I think we'd be able to write out the semester without a ton of breaks. So hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are, and I will see all y'all down the road somewhere. Have a good afternoon, and since I don't need to wait for this to spill out, I say peace. Have a wonderful night.